Go.
Okay, so today we worked a little bit more on the technique of the dance position. So, for the ladies, one of the things that we need to take care of is as we are going to have a bit of arch in the back. Make sure that it's not happening through the lower back, that it's happening a little bit further up. So we're always going to be lifting the rib cage up and away from the pelvis. From there, we're going to have a small, but we're going to have a little bit of bend down here and arching all the way up, yes? So the angle of the rib cage is going to change a little bit, all right? Now, what you've got to be careful of is that while that angle change is happening, that we are not sliding the rib cage too far forward, nor are we sliding it too far back, because that's when we start to get these kind of awkward looking positions. So if you put yourself over by a wall, this will give you a good sense of approximately where you should be. You put your toes up against the wall, bend your knees and ankles, and let yourself lightly rest against the wall. You're going to go ahead and, again, while always lifting the rib cage up, we're going to begin to arch the back, the upper part of the back, again, making sure that you're not doing it through the lower part of the back, but through the upper part of the back. And you should feel that the bottom part of your rib cage should be resting lightly against the wall, as should your thighs and hips. So this is approximately where you want to be. So from here, then we are going to additionally add a little bit of rotation. So I'm going to rotate my body to the right, making sure that when I rotate to the right that I'm not just taking the left side forward and again jutting forward, nor that I'm just taking the right side back, but that in my small cylinder that I take my left side forward and the right side back. And so I'm still weighted over the middle of my pelvis. From there, I have additional lift from the neck, and I turn my face to the left. And that should give me a properly shaped upper body. Yeah, for the gentlemen, it's a lot of the same stuff, but taken to a much smaller degree. So we have the same kind of basic alignment, right? So again, lifting the rib cage at all times. Yeah. We don't have the change of angle of the upper body. The rib cage stays perpendicular to the ground, so we keep this lifted. We have a little bit of hyperextension of the upper back. That little bit of hyperextension of the upper back is what lifts the head. Yeah? So you don't want to think about taking your head back. That doesn't really do anything. We want to start from up here, from the vertebrae up here, we're going to start to lengthen, pull them back, and we start to hyperextend, and that will lift the head. And again, we also have a little bit of rotation of the body to the right to take our hold. So then this is what you must hold at all times. Yeah? Okay, so we have Saeed here. In terms of where I am going to be placed exactly on his body, we all know that I don't want to cross his sternum. I also know better than to be too far off to the left. But what we should kind of use as a point of reference is, if I'm closing out to my partner, I should feel that the kind of inside upper edge of my right thigh should be kind of in contact with the inside edge of his right thigh. Now, not way on the inside, right? That's going to be a little bit too wrapped around, but a little bit like if the thigh was a square, it would be the right corner. Yeah, so the right corner of my thigh to the right corner of his thigh. That also then aligns up our hip bone. So my right hip bone is going to be just inside of his right hip bone. From there, then we've got right front to right front, and we can spiral around. So that gives me my boundary to the left. I don't want to go further to the left through the base. I don't want to go any further than that. Anything more, now we're going to start to slip off of one another. So I need to stay, that's my boundary to the left. My boundary to the right is, of course, his midline. Yeah, so that'll give me a slightly more accurate position on his body. And so when we dance, I need to be mindful of that alignment. So I'm not necessarily trying to stay on his leg, but I am aware of where that leg is. So whenever we take our walks, particularly as he takes a step forward on the right foot, I'm just mindful of trying to stay to the left, bearing in mind these contact points. Thank you so much. And that's it. Those are some of the additional tips on our dance position.